One of my associates who I worked with for years, Alicia Gamble, just so happens to be the wife of Brian Gamble. Brian, according to his own words, is a U.S. Navy veteran and pioneer of digital warfare doctrine. Brian used to work as a CIO at Veolia Water Technologies, which has direct ties to the World Economic Forum. Brian was also the CIO of the America Project, an organization founded by General Mike Flynn and Patrick Byrne. General Flynn is a lieutenant general and was national security advisor to Trump during his 2016 presidential campaign. Patrick Byrne was the owner of Overstock.com and before 2020 was one of Utah's largest donors to both the Republican and Democratic parties. The America Project's mission is to empower the American people to preserve our constitutional republic and defeat tyranny. After working here, Brian then became the CIO of the O'Keefe Media Group from March 2023 to August of that year. Alicia and Brian Gamble both helped push the QAnon narrative heavily during the elections. Nightingale went under the name Redshift Reality and was openly promoting QAnon gatherings and the movement.
Okay, everybody, say hello to Alicia Gamble. We've got her on today. She's coming out of Florida. Alicia, how's it going? And can you introduce a bit of about yourself to my audience?
Yeah, for sure. My name's Alicia. I like to organize our Great Awakening Q rallies. I organized the event in DC, and then we have an upcoming event in Tampa I wanted to talk about.
It's Magic Q Ball.
Even going as far as selling magic cue balls.
I to kind of offset our losses, I came up with a novelty gift to sell at our shows called the Q Ball, the Magic Q Ball.
Brian Gamble was also the creator of the Red Pill Roadshow, with Nightingale speaking at these events.
And my special guest today is Brian Gamble, the founder of Red Pill Roadshow. Brian,
what's up, man?
Thank you very much, brother, for your time.
That's what we are, a free speech event. And despite what the media says, I think by now people probably think I am Q. Who knows? but despite what the media says, it's all we are. That's all we ever have been, is a free speech event and a free speech platform for those that have been silenced by the deep state and big tech.
Nice.
During the so-called riots at the Capitol on January 6th, Brian Gamble happened to be suited up in riot gear, standing near a man who was clearly instigating the crowd.
Voted, and what have they done? They stole it. We want our fucking country back. And they did. Let's go!
At the first breach of the barriers at the White House, who was there but Brian Gamble himself?
Directly into the police
line. They weren't very prepared.
No.
I mean, not that I was like coming to rush the building, but just having a little bit of security knowledge. They weren't very prepared, were they? We were like, man, that looks a weak spot right there. And then we would say it to ourselves, and then it wasn't 2 minutes later that they're...
What's up, everybody? Brian here. Quick video to drop. Lynn Wood apparently dropped a post about me in Telegram. My phone sounds like a pinball machine. Everybody's letting me know this. Thank you for that. And Lynn Wood, interestingly enough, is asking about me being at the Capitol on January 6th. He has my phone number. So why he didn't just pick up the phone and ask me personally about what I was doing there at the Capitol on January 6th, I find that interesting.
Why was Brian at the Capitol? And why is he dressed in SWAT gear? This is undercover footage of Nightingale going on several meetings with New York Times national security reporter Matthew Rosenberg. In this footage, you'll see that they talk about how January 6th was not that scary, and Rosenberg claims that there were FBI informants in the crowd.
Project Veritas went out and honey-trapped the guy, apparently. Videotaped Matthew Rosenberg talking in private. Now, we have mixed feelings about those kind of tactics, but it's kind of fascinating what Matthew Rosenberg says when he doesn't think people are listening.
You could tell how much fun we had on January.
Oh, that's great. Are you allowed to have that much fun on January 6th? Are you supposed to be mourning?
I know. So if you're traumatized. But all these colleagues who were in the building, little younger, who's like, oh my God, it's so scary. I'm like, oh, we're the ones, not Fox, not Breitbart, who actually went and uncovered the fact that there were a ton of FBI informants on the people who attacked the Capitol.
Oh, they uncovered that there were, quote, a ton of FBI informants in the crowd on January 6th? I don't remember reading that in the New York Times.
So while Brian Gamble was at the first breach point at the Capitol riots on January 6th, his wife was undercover getting footage claiming that there were FBI informants in the crowd. Once again, you've got to be kidding me. Both Brian and General Flynn have said they did not believe in the QAnon conspiracy, and yet Flynn's family once put out a video announcing the famous Q slogan,
"Where we go one, we go all.
Where we go one, we go all.
God bless America.
God bless America.
and Brian is hosting events promoting it. How did Brian end up working with Flynn and James O'Keefe? Let's just say that Brian rubs elbows with some high-level people in the military, government, and media.
And I've always had a problem with shutting up. It's always been my Achilles heel in life. I can't just shut my mouth.
The CIA claimed that they ended Operation Mockingbird. But did they really?
The military has a name for fake news. It's called IIA Operations, Interactive Internet Activities. The military uses Interactive Internet Activities, or IIA, as the psychological operations nomenclature for a tactical social media warfare program. Department of Defense Information Operations Joint Publications 3-12.2 Psychological Operations dated the 7th of January 2010. It defines interactive internet activities as follows. A. Psychological operations and computer network operations. CNO supports PSYOP with dissemination assets to include interactive internet activities. CNO activities can deny or degrade an adversary's ability to access, report, and process information. This capability supports PSYOP by providing access to digital media within the information environment to reach intended targets. When you watch any social media influencer of any status, always in your mind must be the concept of IIA operations. Limited release or limited hangout, controlled release, suppression, containment, redirection, misdirection of information into meaningless manufactured online issues, arguments and circular dead ends that exhaust and confuse. The aim? To never allow diverse, meaningful information to become direct, meaningful political power and movements at the grassroots level that have concrete effects in the public domain.
The CIA promised that it would no longer compromise American journalists. It continued the program to compromise journalists all over the world, and today the CIA is the biggest funder of journalism in the world.
The only thing I knew anymore is that I didn't know. I didn't know who to trust anymore, and that was the most heartbreaking thing of all. There is the potential that literally everyone that I worked with was some sort of political operative, knowingly or unknowingly. The hardest part for me was that I was surrounded by colleagues, confidants, people that I hung out with, had drinks with, had laughs with, and now everyone surrounding me in my life became suspect. Who is compromised? Who is working for who? Who is being played and used? Who is a useful idiot, just like I was, and who is an agent working undercover for some darker agenda? Let's just say, as the smoke cleared from the lies of virology, a dark cloud over my innocence grew.